whether it was body-shaming a fellow wrestler.
Does my title even fit around your waist?
Michelle, the extender.
Taking part in a live sex segment watched by millions, or beating an opponent into a stupor. Some women didn't just toe the line, they stepped far over it. These are the female wrestlers who went way too far beyond the storyline. Paige. Let's start with the contract signing between Paige and Charlotte on the November 16, 2015 episode of Raw. This segment was meant to hype their WWE Divas Championship match at Survivor Series, but instead became one of the most disapproved and uncomfortable moments in WWE history. The controversy began when Paige crossed the line with a deeply personal insult toward Charlotte's late brother, Reid Flair.
You're wrong, sweetheart. 'Cause your little baby brother, he didn't have much fight in him, did he?
For those in the dark, this was a reference to Reid's tragic 2013 drug overdose that led to his death. Instead of intensifying the rivalry, the comment shocked the WWE universe and sparked outrage across the wrestling world. To make matters worse, WWE never informed or sought permission from the Flair family. Ric Flair and Reid's mother, watching live, were left in tears, while fans sat in stunned silence. Charlotte, overcome with emotion, immediately attacked Paige, forcing WWE officials to intervene. This wasn't the only time Paige stirred controversy. As a rising star, she quickly gained fame for her rebellious, anti-diva persona. Initially embraced as a fan favorite, she later turned heel to stay relevant. However, one moment in particular pushed WWE's PG-rated boundaries: her match against Natalya on Main Event. In a bizarre and unexpected move, Paige licked Natalya's face in a provocative manner, an action that did not sit well with WWE management. While it added to her reputation as an edgy and unpredictable performer, it also landed her in hot water backstage. But Paige wasn't the only one to cross the line with personal attacks. In 2009, Michelle McCool and Layla, collectively known as LayCool, ignited one of the most controversial storylines in women's wrestling history, the Piggy James angle. Their target was Mickie James, a respected and accomplished competitor. Instead of focusing on an in-ring rivalry, LayCool mocked her appearance, publicly humiliating her with cruel taunts and a relentless body-shaming narrative. The backlash was intense, with many questioning why WWE allowed such a storyline in an era that was supposedly moving past outdated stereotypes. Fans and critics condemned the company for promoting bullying, arguing that it undermined WWE's push for positive representation of women. Behind the scenes, Michelle McCool later admitted she felt deeply uncomfortable with the angle, revealing that she apologized to Mickie James before each segment. Despite the cruelty of the storyline, Mickie handled it professionally, showing remarkable grace under pressure. While LayCool's storyline caused controversy, Sasha Banks made things personal in a different way. After months away from WWE, Sasha Banks returned to Monday Night Raw in 2019. What should have been a triumphant comeback quickly spiraled into one of the most ruthless moments of her career. Banks hadn't been seen since WrestleMania 35, and when she appeared during Natalya's emotional tribute to her late father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, fans expected a heartfelt moment. Instead, Sasha turned it into a cold, calculated assault.
What the hell?
Surprise! Sasha Banks attacking Natalya!
Then came the moment she crossed the line. Natalya, already nursing an injured arm from SummerSlam, was blindsided as Sasha tore off her disguise and viciously beat her down. The attack itself was shocking, but it was what Sasha said next that left fans speechless. Looking down at a broken Natalya, she said,
Go to hell, Natty. And tell your daddy I said hi.
That cruel jab at Natalya's late father took things from heel behavior to outright heartlessness. Even fans who had embraced Sasha's darker side in NXT were stunned by how far she was willing to go this time. The implication that her father was in hell crossed a line. WWE had toyed with similar themes in past storylines, but those were usually done with family approval, not this time. Shortly after the segment aired, a report claimed the Neidhart family had given WWE permission to use the line. Natalya quickly shut that down on Twitter, responding, entirely off base. Enough said. Her statement made it clear the comment was never approved, making the moment even more disturbing in hindsight. Speaking of controversial in-ring moments, Lita shocked audiences with one of WWE's most infamous segments. Often regarded as one of the most influential female wrestlers of all time, Lita was among the first women to consistently use the moonsault, a move that helped her connect with fans. At a time when female wrestlers weren't known for high-risk offense, her fearless style and added impact made her matches thrilling and believable. Fans couldn't get enough of her rebellious energy. However, while Lita's in-ring career was groundbreaking, one of her most talked-about moments had nothing to do with wrestling moves. In January 2006, Edge had just made history by becoming WWE champion after cashing in his Money in the Bank contract. WWE's creative team wanted a shocking way to celebrate the victory, and a writer jokingly suggested, "If it were me, I'd have sex in the ring." Vince McMahon approved the idea, and just like that, WWE's first ever live sex celebration was set in motion. A bed was placed in the ring, and Edge and Lita acted out an intimate scene, stripping down to their underwear. Edge removing Lita's bra led to a live TV wardrobe malfunction that millions witnessed before WWE edited it out. The segment drew huge ratings, but Lita paid the price, facing backlash and leaving WWE later that year. Mickie James crossed a different line at WrestleMania 22. Her unscripted move during the match with Trish Stratus shocked fans and earned her backstage heat, despite the storyline success. The darkest controversy belongs to the fabulous Moolah. Once praised as a pioneer, she later faced allegations of financial exploitation and abuse, controlling women's careers, charging excessive rent, taking a cut of earnings, and enforcing harsh living conditions. WWE also blurred reality with Chyna's fake neck injury at the 2000 Royal Rumble. The angle felt disturbingly real, echoing past tragedy. Though it led to a powerful comeback at WrestleMania X7, many believe WWE crossed a line. And then there's Mickey Knuckles, a deathmatch pioneer who pushed extreme wrestling beyond traditional limits. Whether it was electrified light tubes or objects thrown in by fans, Mickey Knuckles embraced it all with a fearless bring-it-on attitude. A hardcore legend, she endured countless injuries, broken bones, torn joints, and rivers of blood. Her most controversial moment came on June 21, 2008, during the Queen of the Death Match tournament in Indiana. What should have been another brutal bout turned into the infamous Mike Levy incident, a night many believe erased the line between wrestling and real violence. Levy, a young and untrained wrestler, wasn't prepared for the match. The beating appeared excessive, and even after it ended, other wrestlers joined in, attacking him with weapons. Despite promoters calling it part of the show, many felt it was disturbingly real. But when it comes to backstage heat, few women matched Melina. A multiple-time women's and Divas champion, Melina Perez was one of WWE's most athletic performers, yet her reputation behind the scenes overshadowed her talent. She gained a reputation for being difficult to work with, most notably during a 2006 Australian tour when she was brought before wrestlers' court and reportedly broke down under pressure. Tensions followed her everywhere. She clashed with top stars, skipped locker room traditions, and nearly came to blows with Queen Sharmell. She also feuded with Mickie James and publicly questioned Candice Michelle's wrestling ability. Though Melina later denied many of these stories, the damage was done. By the time WWE released her in 2011, she was remembered less for her championships and more for her controversies. Similarly, Sable made waves like no one before her. One of the Attitude Era's most iconic stars, she built her legacy on confidence, charisma, and shock value. Even after Vince McMahon controversially disqualified her and awarded the match to Jacqueline, Sable had already cemented herself as WWE's top female star. Her fame transcended wrestling when she became the first WWE diva to pose nude for Playboy. Her 1999 cover sold over 1 million copies, making it one of the decade's best-selling issues. Realizing she could earn far more outside WWE, Sable left the company after a public fallout and made history again by becoming the first woman to appear on Playboy twice in the same year. Another headline-making moment came from AJ Lee. In 2013, she delivered her infamous pipe bomb promo, tearing into the Total Divas cast. What began as a championship speech turned into a brutal verbal assault, as AJ mocked the division, calling her peers talentless, fake, and undeserving. While she was fully in heel mode, the promo felt deeply personal. In hindsight, the comments haven't aged well, especially considering the women she targeted would go on to define and carry the division. WWE woman's story turned darker than Sunny's. Once the most downloaded celebrity on the internet, her legacy unraveled outside the ring. On March 25, 2022, Sunny drove intoxicated, 4 times over the legal limit, without a license and caused a fatal crash that killed 75-year-old Julian Laystar. With multiple prior DUIs, public outrage followed. In November 2023, she was sentenced to 17 years in prison and permanently banned from driving. Reality blurred with storyline again in October 2021 between Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. During a planned title exchange on SmackDown, tension boiled over on live TV. The segment felt awkward and unscripted, and the fallout continued backstage. Becky later confirmed the trust between them was broken, though they still delivered a classic match at Survivor Series. Finally, Victoria introduced a level of aggression women's wrestling hadn't seen before. Intense and unrelenting, she shocked fans with her brutality. At No Mercy 2002, after a controversial loss, Victoria snapped, smashing Trish Stratus with a steel chair and proving she wasn't just a contender, but a dangerous force. The rivalry would rage on for another 6 months. Nia Jax also became known for her intense in-ring style, but not in a positive way. Known for her dominance and raw power, she was often labeled by fans and even some peers as an unsafe worker, a reputation no wrestler wants. While her size made her a believable monster in the ring, her overly physical and sometimes reckless approach led to several unforgettable, and very real, injuries. One of the most infamous moments of her career came in November 2018, during the red-hot build-up to Survivor Series. WWE was setting the stage for a dream match between Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. But everything changed in an instant. During a backstage brawl, Nia landed a real punch on Becky Lynch, one so hard it broke Becky's nose and caused a severe concussion. It was a devastating setback, but in a twist of fate, it turned Becky Lynch into a superstar. The image of her standing in the crowd, face bloodied and defiantly smirking, became iconic, cementing her as the man in WWE. But not everyone walked away from Nia Jax with a career boost. In 2017, Bayley suffered a separated shoulder after Nia threw her out of the ring with excessive force. The injury sidelined Bayley, forcing her to miss SummerSlam and costing her a major opportunity. In 2020, during a match against Kairi Sane, Nia whipped her into the steel steps with excessive force, causing Kairi's head to snap back and suffer a nasty gash. What made these incidents so frustrating wasn't just the injuries, it was that they were avoidable. Time and again, Nia crossed the line from powerful to reckless. Next is a wrestler who took matters into her own hands, Ronda Rousey. Her return to WWE in 2022 should have been a major success, but instead felt like damage control. After dominating the women's division and headlining WrestleMania 35, Rousey stepped away in 2019. Fans were left wondering why, until April 2020, when she addressed it on the Wild Ride with Steve-O podcast. Instead of clarity, Rousey sparked backlash by placing the blame on the fans themselves. That quote hit hard and lingered with fans. So when Ronda Rousey returned at the 2022 Royal Rumble, many hoped she'd win the crowd back, but something felt off. WWE presented her as a hero, yet fans weren't ready to cheer someone who had openly criticized them. Rumors even surfaced that artificial crowd noise was used to boost her reactions. Once known as the baddest woman on the planet, Rousey now found herself battling the very fanbase that once supported her. Her words outside the ring may have derailed what could have been one of WWE's greatest comebacks. Then there were the truly bizarre storylines, like Dawn Marie's feud with Tori Wilson. What began as typical rivalry, bikini contests and catfights, quickly turned disturbing. Dawn began flirting with Tori's real-life father, Al Wilson, claiming she was in love and planning to marry him. To make matters worse, she told Tori that if she wanted it to stop, she had to meet her in a hotel room. The segment became one of WWE's most suggestive moments, ending with Dawn kissing Tori as the screen faded to black. Fans were left wondering what would happen next. Dawn, however, didn't keep her word. She went ahead and married Al anyway, wearing nothing but their underwear.
Yeah, I mean, it was in a nutshell that we didn't go into like nitty-gritty details, so it turned into something that was a little more raunchy than I anticipated, like the hotel room thing.
As if that wasn't absurd enough, WWE took it even further. The following week, it was announced that Al Wilson had died from having too much sex with Dawn. The storyline shocked fans. Some laughed, but many felt it crossed the line and was in poor taste. Tori Wilson later admitted she was uncomfortable with the sexual content and felt pressured to go along with it to keep her spot on television. Today, many fans and wrestling writers still consider it one of the worst and most over-the-top storylines WWE has ever produced. Want more videos like this? Click the card on your screen.